Hey friends, welcome back to Oso Farm. We thought it would be fun for y'all and for us to look back on to do monthly garden tours. So it's the very end of May and we thought we would take you around our garden for the month of May. And we are totally blown away by it. When Brian edits this video, he will add some videos of last year's garden, which was in a different location, same Vego gardens. Was it the same dirt?
Same dirt.
Same dirt. I did fertilize it prior to planting this year, but I think location made a difference. And then I don't know.
We've had a ton of rain.
We've had a ton of rain, and last year we were in a total drought. Also, we had some family situations last year that just kept me busier than this year. Even though I'm busy with Emma and her family being here, I have purposed myself to sneak out here every day and spend time out here. This is my happy place. Okay, so we're gonna take you bed by bed and show you what we have. Last year's garden was so terrible, and I don't think we harvested anything, like maybe one tomato and a few peppers, no herbs. Like, it was very barren. My tomatillos did great at the end, and then frost hit. So what I did this year is I didn't anticipate anything to grow, and so I just kind of thoughtlessly put stuff in, too much stuff, hoping that I would have a little bit of germination rate, and everything grew. So I've even had to make some choices in the last week or two. I've had to pull out a lot of zinnias because they were getting so big and shading some of my vegetables. Okay, so we've been using the Vego gardens. I will put a link in the description, and we have loved them. And in fact, we're gonna be ordering more for next growing season. So in this bed, I have a tomato plant. I think I have 3 in the center, and he used some cattle panel to help give this some support. Now, every video that I've watched said that tomatoes need a lot of air at the bottom to grow. So I did go in and prune them down, and I've tried to pull up a lot of the wildflowers and stuff around the base. So actually down there, it's pretty airy. So I have a lot of different zinnias. A lot of these I saved the seeds from last year. I think I have 2 new seed packets, and then a lot of these are from last year. Over here on the side, kind of everywhere, growing everywhere, is an Gardner wildflower mix that really, it grew a lot of greenery for a long time and just started blooming. Very, very pretty. I'll definitely get quite a few packets of that for next year. Everything that I've mentioned so far I grew from seed. This pineapple sage I didn't grow from seed. I got as a plant start, and it's fighting its way through here. It's doing really, really good. I probably need to dehydrate some of this. If you use pineapple sage for any recipes or anything specific, let me know down in the comments below. This is a really fun striped zinnia. I thought I planted a whole packet, and this is the only one I've seen so far, but a lot of my zinnias are just now starting to bloom, so we'll see. I hope more of the striped ones come out. And then this sweet tomato plant is just coming everywhere. It does not have any, it has some flowers on it, but no tomatoes yet. And then I threw sunflower seeds throughout each bed. Too many. I'm gonna have to think through that next year. And then I have some little tiny things in here that just don't have a chance. Like I had some of the Azure cabbage that just does not have space. And then this is Cleome from a seed. This little star here, but it's not gonna have a chance to make it, but maybe next year it'll come back up on its own. So I always buy my tomatillos as starts from Azure Standard. I've tried to grow them from seed the last 2 years and I don't even get, it's terrible. So I have such great success with these starters, and Azure Standards plant starts are so inexpensive that I'm not going to waste my time with that anymore. So there's just flowers. You have to have multiple tomatillos to get them to produce. This hiding down here is a dahlia from Azure Standard 2. It's bloomed a few times, but it's actually liking the shade. This is the volunteer, it's peppermint herb from last year. And then I planted some marigolds that I got, I guess at like Home Depot or something, around the edge. And then deep in here, I pulled out a ton of flowers. I don't know if you can see, is my artichoke from Azure Standard. There's one there and one here. I don't think they're getting enough sun or have enough space, but we're just going with it. We're gonna see what happens. And then I have all of my cabbage that I bought ended up getting totally eaten up by caterpillars. I've been treating it, but I just can't keep up. And they don't have enough space because all the flowers that I planted that I didn't think would come up, came up. So I'm kind of just letting it go and, you know, learning next year. There's some ants on here. What I need to do differently. So lots of sunflowers. We are going to save all the sunflower seeds for our chickens. We have 67 birds here right now. So next year we'll think through how supplementing our feed a lot with sunflowers. And then this is one of my biggest beds. Over here I have sunflowers and zinnias. And then this is 1, 2, 3 zucchini plants. And then in here, here's a cosmos. This is another Gardner wildflower. I just trimmed these back, so hopefully, like here's a really pretty one. So it didn't really have a chance in there. It was pretty shaded. So over here at the end, I bought these as plant starts at Lowe's, and they've grown a lot in the last week. This is an Anaheim. And then this one over here is cayenne. It has a lot of little cayenne peppers on it. I'm waiting on them to turn red. I need to read more if I go ahead and pick them and then they turn red, or I leave them on there. I don't know. So if you know that, let me know. And then my corn is so pretty. These ones on the end definitely got taller, so they like the amount of sun that they're getting. But I just counted, I have 25 ears of corn growing. Last year we had planted a bunch of corn and never got, we did have the ears, but then they never really developed. They just kind of stopped growing. So I'm really excited. All of these are from Gardner. I did get the ornamental corn, the multicolored, for decoration for fall. So I think that's really fun. Okay, this little tomato guy, I gotta plant him tomorrow. I grew him from a seed. He's a Roma tomato. I'm gonna plant him right here. And then I got these onion starts from Lowe's. Again, the caterpillar has been going to town on them, but hopefully underneath they're still developing. We'll see. And you can see here, I've got some new growth that looks promising, so maybe. Although I know I can't plant the cabbage and the tomato that close, so I just kind of ran out of space. Okay, this is one of my favorite sections of the garden. This is Cleome that I grew from seed. Funny story, my daughter's boyfriend was over and he was asking me if I was growing pot out here because it really does look like that. And this was before it bloomed. I'm like, no, I promise I'm not. So I have a pink one, a purple one, and then this white one just started to bloom today actually. And then I've got my zinnias, and then these, I love these so much. These are called teddy bear sunflowers, and they stay low to the ground and they literally look like a furry teddy bear. I'm definitely going to get a lot more of these because they don't shade as much as the tall ones. So I really love those. And then I have a pepper plant here. I think he's really too shaded, but there he is. So we're going to give him a chance. And then over here, I've got a lot of sunflowers. This is another dahlia from Azure. It's really pretty. And then this one, originally Coleman got in after I'd planted all my seeds and dug everything up, and so it kind of is chaos. But there's definitely zinnias. I did put some dill in, and Brian and I are guessing that this is the dill because it smells like it. I have no idea what to do with it, but here it is. So if you have grown dill and know what it's yummy in, please let me know. I hate to just waste it out here. The orange zinnias are some of my favorites. And again, I have a tomato plant. Here in the center, we put a little bit of cattle panel up to support it. And then we have some squash growing. We think it's either spaghetti squash. You can go around on the other side to see it better. Spaghetti squash, or what's the other one?
Butternut.
Butternut. Our turkeys were in my garden, the babies, and so I'm hoping that this will not rot. It looks like it's just kind of healing itself, but this one is really big and pretty. It's growing really good. It's a mystery. We don't know what it is. If you can identify this plant, please tell us. I also ran out of the name tags, and so I thought in my mind I would just remember. I have no idea, so don't do that. I'm definitely going to order a bunch of stuff to have ready for next time and not wait till the season. So this is another dahlia from Azure. They did really good. As a plant, it was under $4. And if you buy dahlia tubers, that's sort of like a root. They're almost $5 a piece from what I've seen. So I'm definitely, if I want to put dahlias anywhere in our yard, I'll definitely get them there next year. I think they actually probably need more sun than they're getting in my garden, but I'll have to read up on how to get the tuber out for next season. These are carrots. They were kind of trampled on by the turkeys, but I have quite a few that have made it. This is a little marigold, I think, that's trying. And then here's our beautiful trellis that, oh, it's prickly. Okay, so last year I planted cucumbers, peas, and none of them grew past. They were just stunted, and then they just died. So this blows me away. I probably have picked 10 or 15 cucumbers, and I get a ton of these every day. And what I've been doing is, because obviously this is not a serving, don't step on my little squash, sorry baby, is I have a freezer bag, so I've just been rinsing these and prepping them, cutting them in half or snapping them in half and just putting them in the freezer bag, and then we'll just eat them from the freezer bag. But you can see they're growing. I've got one daughter, Elizabeth, that eats pickles like crazy, so she will be loving that. Okay, let's come over here. So again, another M.I. Gardner wildflower mix. You can tell this one was not shaded by anything, and so sorry, our dogs are barking. And these are going to be cosmos. This one just looks a lot healthier. And then these are hollyhocks that I grew from seed that are finally coming up, so that's exciting when those bloom. And then buried in here are 3 tomato plants that are just fighting their way through these. Next year we're going to have beds specifically for tomatoes and nothing else, but this year we're going to take what we get and just like the overgrowth and be blessed by it. But you can see there's tomatoes, can you see that, growing throughout them. Okay, last bed. You can come this way. Okay, I have another tomatillo in here. It's pretty shaded, but it's grown pretty big. And then we ate a lot of this lettuce yesterday. Give that to the goats, it fell off. And then it got trampled by the turkeys, but I have a bunch of really healthy looking carrots here. And sunflowers, there's a snail. Okay, and then over here, this is a weedy mess. It drops down right there. There's our canyon. Our property goes, what do you think, half an acre that way or more?
I mean, it goes pretty deep into the canyon, yeah.
And then if you can see right there in the center, maybe he can put an arrow while we're editing it, we have some volunteer pumpkins. Our pumpkins rotted after a freeze, our pumpkins that we just had on our porch, and we just threw them out here. And now they're kind of coming up. And you can see that these look better than my ones in my grow bag. So they do better just in the ground. Okay, and then over here I bought some of these grow bags off of Amazon. I can link them in the description. And then as we've planted things in the yard, I've just kept everything. I need to get out here and stake these starts. But I grew all these from a seed. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, that one died, 8, 9, 10, 11. I have 12 tomato plants here. Obviously, these are gonna need more space. I don't know where it's gonna go, but we'll cross that road. Bridge when we get there, is that the same? I don't know. Here's our turkey brooder. Okay, and then more grow bags. I'm gonna try to grow, I won't go through each one because I honestly don't know what they are, but I have some squash that look like pumpkins. They were called like meat, I don't even know, I'm not gonna try to say it, but pumpkins, watermelons, cantaloupes, and then we were just gonna kind of let this take over and then maybe just open it up. So, we are thrilled. This makes me very, very, very happy. I love the flowers and just, I love looking out our living room window and just seeing it out here. So next year, now that we've had some success, we're excited to kind of plan it out better and expand this way on our property. But I'm really excited to have things not just for us to eat, but for us to put away in the pantry. During my grocery haul for the month of June, I'm gonna buy some canning supplies, and when all these tomatoes finally come in, hopefully we'll have some canned tomatoes and salsa. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed our May garden tour. So look forward with me to what my garden will look like in the month of June. So we will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, friends. Bye-bye.